Welcome to Southern Steep, the public health and social justice podcast brought to you by NASDAD, a nonprofit, nonpartisan association mission to end the intersecting epidemics of HIV, viral hepatitis, and related conditions. Much like brewing stronger tea, this platform aims to brew a stronger community by centering community leaders' voices and their innovative work in the Southern United States.
Hi, my name is Nicole Elenoff, and I am joined by the incredible Jacoby Hunter-Wright, Rodderick Shepherd, Isaiah Webster, and Bianca Ward. How are y'all doing? It's season 3.
It feels good to be back. I miss y'all, and we have new friends.
It does. It feels real good to be back. How's everybody doing? It seems like forever and a day.
I know it's been a hot minute since we've all been together, and it's been a hot minute since this podcast had a season. So really happy to be back and, be joined by some friendly, familiar faces. And then we've got some new faces here as well. And we'll introduce him shortly. Well, I mean, you already heard his name. It's Rodderick Shepherd. Surprise. It's really great to be back with all of you. Welcome to season 3. And as we enter into this new season, we do say goodbye to some voices that we had in season 2, and that was Rushab and Justine. But we are into a new season, and we have some new folks and voices here on the podcast, and that is Rodderick Shepherd. And I'm going to do a quick intro of Rodderick with his Southern Affinity bio. And then we'll hear his beautiful, soulful voice. So born and raised in Washington, D.C., Rodderick Shepherd acknowledges and honors his Southern roots. Rodderick is proud to be grounded in a place with rich culture and history that ignites his passion for empowering and serving his community. The South has a beautiful garden of vibrant people who are strong, compassionate, and dynamic. He also has the clearance to make potato salad at any family function. That's a high order. Welcome, Rodderick.
Thank you for the marvelous introduction, Nicole. Hi, everybody. Pleasure to be here with you all.
We are so happy to have you on the pod. Tell us, what are you looking forward to this season? What are you looking forward to with being on this podcast as a new host for this new season?
Well, I look forward to having some fun. I've done a couple of podcast episodes with some of my friends, and I thoroughly enjoy being on the mic. And a lot of people say that I have this sultry, this calming voice. So, I wanted to give the people a little bit more of my voice so they can hear me talk a little bit more. I'm definitely looking forward to having some fun. I'm looking forward to highlighting some of the amazing work that some of the agencies and people are doing out in the community. I'm looking forward to sharing information and resources. I'm looking forward to bonding with my co-hosts. I'm ready.
Truly giving the people what they want. Thank you so much, Rodderick, and very happy to have you. Does anyone else have questions for Rodderick? I'm saying no. Yeah, no.
We're excited to have you, Rodderick, and yes, your voice is made for this.
It is, and you definitely have to send me that potato salad recipe because I can't even scramble eggs, so the struggle's real. So yes.
What do you put in your potato salad?
So my potato salad is actually okay. So it's not a fully traditional potato salad because I like things spicy. So instead of the usual green peppers, I put jalapenos in my potato salad. And also, I'm not a big fan of sweet pickles. So a lot of people might put relish in their potato salad. I prefer to do either a dill relish or either buy my own pickles and dice those up and add that to my potato salad. Y'all gonna have to wait for me to come out with my TikTok for the potato salad recipe.
Wait, where are you from?
DC.
Oh, okay, because that's not really the South. Because I was like, when you said peppers and potato salad, what do you mean? Like green peppers?
Well, DC is the South, though. It's a common
Roderick,
debate that people say that DC is not the South, but
So Rodderick, you know what? Welcome to the show.
yes.
So
thank
I am
you.
from Louisiana. I live now in DC, and I'm going to tell you just once, the DC is not the South. But we don't have to have that fight today. Let's get back to this potato salad. When you say peppers, what type of peppers you mean?
So, like, from what I know, like my mom would put green bell peppers in her potato salad, but I like spicy things. So my potato salad is spicy. So I like to do jalapeno peppers instead to add a kick. It adds a really nice savory flavor to it. And actually, Bianca has tasted a bit of like kind of like what I do with that
Bianca
dressing.
Ward?
Yeah,
That's
she
who
loves
you're
my chicken
using as
salad.
your.
That's
Look.
yes, Bianca is a foodie. Like, don't do
That's who you're
Roderick-
using to vouch for you.
Roderick throws down. I can speak
Yeah.
for that.
It's
You
in my
know.
blood, baby.
I want to try this potato salad. I like it a little spicy. Rodderick, we'll connect. Let's get some potato salad.
This is
It's so good to be here with y'all. Isaiah, tell us about what we were expecting for this season. What's happening?
We're expecting to center and honor Rodderick and completely forget about who were those last two people we had on here? Justine and Verushab. They're gone. They left. They jumped ship. Bye, girl, bye. Nicole was so polite at the top of this show. And you know what? I would rather embrace and celebrate the hosts that are here. Nicole, Jacoby, Bianca, I guess, and Rodderick. And so like, let's lean on into that. They can say that.
You are blessed to have me. Thank you.
I am so excited for this new season because I feel like, you know, between my highly effeminate voice or whatever, and Rodderick giving us these sultry tones, it's just going to be really, really good. And, you know, we have Nicole's energy. We have Jacoby's down to earth realness. Bianca, what do you add? What do you bring?
Magic. You're welcome.
And sparkles.
Let them
So
know, honeybee, you a black girl magic.
Thank you.
Period.
I feel like there's just a lot of bee love, and I'm here for it.
So to pull back the fourth wall, we had a production meeting before we started recording, and we were talking about what we wanted to do this season. And we really want to continue the dialogues that we've been having about, you know, the incredible voices in the South and to continue to lift those. And so I think that we can anticipate more of that in the third season. We want to have a more diversity of voices. I know we talked about some of the states and jurisdictions in the South that haven't really been centered thus far. So I really think that that's what I'm looking forward to in the third season. I would be curious to know from you all, like, what are you most looking forward to in the next 3 to 4 months?
Similar to some of the things that you've already mentioned, I'm excited about just hearing from new voices, new stories. I think every time we do an episode, there are so many aha moments. It's been amazing to really just spotlight some of the charming work that's being done in the South, but really hear about what that impact looks like, feels like, is being had on the ground by some of our partners and just organizations that we've never necessarily interacted with. And I'm looking forward to just a variety of populations being served, issues being addressed. Those are some of the things that I'm most excited about this year.
Yeah, same for me. I think I'm looking the most forward to hearing different perspectives. I think in the past iterations of the Southern Steep, we've heard folks operating and existing within, COVID, within, just all types of different landscapes, whether it be political, economic, so on and so forth. I'm interested to see what folks are doing now, how they've come out of it. Not to say that we've come out of it because we're still in it. But I just cannot wait to hear what folks are up to.
Well, and, on piggybacking on top of that, since our last season, a whole new epidemics entered the chat, and that's monkeypox, so MPV. So I'm definitely interested in hearing from organizations on how they've continued to shift and pivot in the services that they're offering, while also being responsive to the communities that they're serving. Really looking forward to, continuing having these conversations with folks, and just overall continuing to build relationships.
One of the things the listeners should be aware of is that even though you're only hearing our voices today, we are experimenting with a new platform for the show. And so we're actually on a platform called StreamYard, which is a change for us, but it's an exciting one because we feel like it will give us an opportunity to do more. So one of the things we're going to be experimenting with is video for this particular show. And so at some point this season, you might see a video episode of Southern Steep, or at minimum clips of it. So not this week because Bianca wasn't prepared to be on camera, but I think in the coming weeks, I think that you can expect to see our lovely faces. And I'm very excited about that because it moves the show into a whole nother direction and another way for us to build relationships with those of you that are in the Southern United States doing such great work at the community level. And the other thing that I'm excited about is more of a focus on social determinants of health and increasing those discussions. That's always been central to this particular show, but we want to continue to do more of that. And so I think that folks can continue to expect us to have conversations around homelessness, can continue to have conversations around housing, and all of the different ways that folks who are doing HIV prevention work are really working on some of the social determinants and social issues that impact all the work that we do. So that's very, very exciting. And it really is, an honor to be on the show with all of you and your different perspectives and your backgrounds. It's just, it's a rare thing that folks like us get to do this sort of thing in the work that we do. So I'm very excited about it. And then the last thing before I turn it over to Bianca is for all the co-hosts, what are your wishes for this season? What are you hoping that by the end of this season you would have accomplished, or the show would have accomplished? Just want to go around the horn and hear from folks.
I'm hoping by the end of this season, you're kinder to me and you say nice things, one. And then also, I'm hoping that Southern Steep continues to expand its reach. I'm hoping that more and more folks listen to the episodes and are inspired. I'm hoping that a CBO in Tennessee hears about what someone is doing in Alabama and is inspired to make some changes or implement new things. So I'm really hoping that Southern Steep this year continues to be a catalyst for growth.
I wish for more opportunities to switch up hosting with folks. I know that sometimes we get in our sweet comfort spot of who we host the most with, rhyme intended. And I'm looking forward to mixing and matching a little bit and expanding our reach, like Bianca was saying.
My wishes is that we have some thought-provoking conversations, that we have some of those aha moments that Bianca was referring to, that this conversation leads to seeds that we plant in our communities that foster growth and change. I'm looking forward to the conversation and the conversation expanding outside of the podcast and maybe bringing it into people's homes and within their circles and their families. I think it's important that we keep the conversation going, right?
And I guess I will round us off. So I have two wishes. One, that I am able to learn how to make potato salad. And two, I hope that Southern Steep does exactly what it does, what it was intended to do, and what it can do in reaching its full potential. But even more and further, I sincerely hope that Southern Steep really investigates and creates like thought-provoking conversations that not only folks across and like lateral can hear, i.e. CBOs and health departments, but folks in the federal spaces can hear, because sometimes these spaces act as a medium and a platform for folks to tell the federal folks or anyone who will listen, albeit, what's not happening, what's missing, and what's needed. And so this can serve as like, kind of like that bridge from the ground level all the way up. And hopefully, someone will hear something that is inspiring. Someone may identify a need, and in that way it can be given or provided back as a resource. So that's my hope for the episodes.
My wish, everyone, is that we maybe experiment with a Southern Steep live. And Nicole, I know you're really aware of this, but maybe all the co-hosts don't know that we have some events coming up at the beginning of next year, in January, where we might be able to have a live show with a live audience of community folks. I think that would be great. That's what my wish is.
You know, one of the things that we said on this podcast many a season is if you say it on a podcast, it can happen. So, you know, manifest it into existence. And yeah, let's do that live in January. I'm on record saying that now.
All right, tossing over to B.
So one of my favorite, every episode that we've done, one of my favorite parts is when we ask our amazing guests their why. So we get to hear really rich stories of how they got into the work that they're doing, what keeps them going, how they're also taking care of themselves while taking care of community. And I think that conversation always just, I love to see people's face when they answer it because you can always see kind of the fire igniting in them every time they answer. So I would love to hear from our amazing co-hosts their why. Why are you in the work of public health? Why are you a professional superhero? I would like to start with Nicole.
I feel like my voice has been heard a lot so far in this pod. Okay. I got into HIV work specifically. I've been doing public health for a little while, but around 10 years ago, a couple of days ago, I lost one of my closest individuals in my life, and that was my Uncle Louie. He passed away from AIDS-related complications in 2012. And I have been doing a lot of reflection recently. And I do this work because of him. I learned about his status a couple of days after he passed, and he was a long-term survivor. And I learned so much more about who he was and what he experienced after he passed. And I was reflecting with some friends recently, you know, because we just hit 10-year mark, and I realized that I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for his passing, because of the work that I'm doing, the connections I'm making, the friendships that I've cultivated. Being on this podcast would not have ever happened unless that really big, life-changing moment happened for me. So my why is honoring his legacy while also working to help tackle stigma and ensure that anyone, no matter what their status is able to live, thrive, and beyond.
Thank you. That's powerful. And thank you for sharing that and honoring Louis. Jacoby, what is your why?
Well, I have quite a few of them, but I guess I'll go with the one that is the most meaningful to me. And thanks for calling us professional superheroes. I don't think I've ever been called that, and it's an honor. I like to think of myself not as like doing, HIV work or public health work, but just doing people work. And Nicole and I have had conversations around this, and Bianca has too. It's like goes deeper than just like, the surface level problems. It really is connecting with folks, supporting folks who are supporting other folks. And I just get a lot of joy out of helping people. I think it's just a testament to like the true Southern tradition of like Southern hospitality, but only transferring it to like professional acumen, right? And so in my own way, like trying to be welcoming, serving folks, a good plate of resources, if you will, because I can't cook. Yeah, but that's my why. Just wanting to support, help any and everybody that I can, so that the things of the past don't, reoccur. So that's my why.
Come on, a good plate of resources, not a buffet of options. I like it. Rodderick.
When I was younger, I knew I wanted to do either something in mental health or either something in business. I was able to get some experience working in the bank. I was essentially like an assistant manager there. They call it a branch designee. I've worked in an accounting office, and it was okay, but it just didn't fit. And then I started volunteering at a drop-in youth center, and it just fit. I'm a person that has a heart of gold. I love my community. I genuinely want better for my community. I don't like seeing nobody in pain. Like, I really enjoy helping people. And I just really feel like this was a big part of my purpose, of being here, is to help my community, to help people. And I get a lot of joy out of it. It was at Us Helping Us where I was working under Bianca, where I decided to actually return to school for social work. So I'm actually a student to do my studies a little bit further and finding out ways that I can further impact my community and make a difference.
And it is amazing to be working with you again, Rodderick. And Heart of Gold, yes and yes. Isaiah, I guess if you have a heart or answer to this question, tell us your why.
Quote, working under Bianca, Jesus, fix it. I cannot even imagine. Bianca knows the answer that I normally give to this question, but because y'all gave such heartfelt answers, I'll lean into that and see if I can come up with something that sits in that lane. When I was in college, I was the president of our gay and lesbian group on campus, and there was this white woman named Nicole. I swear to y'all, it's relevant. She worked at the health department, and she was in charge of the community planning group. And she was trying to recruit a young person to join the CPG. And I think everyone here is very familiar with, HIV planning, which is what they call it now. So she comes down to the student union, and she comes to our little office we had. She's like, I'm so-and-so. I wanted to know if you'd be interested in joining this HIV group that the health department's doing. And I said, no, but I do appreciate you coming to the office. Take these condoms, get out of here. But she was persistent. And so she took a couple of passes at it, and she was really persistent about me joining this planning group. So she finally got me to look at a presentation that she was doing, and she was showing me the disparity between HIV in Louisiana among white people and Black people, then HIV in Louisiana among Black gay people versus white gay people. And then she went all the way down to young gay men of color and then young white gay men. And then I was just hooked. And because Nicole realized that even though I didn't necessarily care about HIV, I did care about social justice. I cared about my community. I cared about people that looked like me. I shared this story because, Nicole and I could not have been more different. She was a cis, straight, white woman working in the health department, very that. And I was on a whole nother path, but she didn't see her job at the health department as just being about working within that system. She understood that if she was going to be successful in her work, it meant that she was going to have to, after hours, spend time trying to convince some, belligerent young person at the university that they needed to pay attention to HIV. She became my mentor. I am so indebted to her because she put me on this career path. And it was because she did the work. She put in that investment. She actually, understood what her role was, and she used her position at the health department to do that work. I am so grateful to her. And so I always remind folks who are working in health departments, which is, how NASDAQ got its start, that their role is so critical, that they actually have the power to go out into the community to convince non-public health officials that they have a role to play and to utilize and galvanize those people for our work. That's the job. And so she understood without being told that health equity was her role. She understood that community mobilization was her role. This was before those words existed. And so that's why I do this work. It's why I'm grateful to her as one of my mentors. And when I think back to the why, it's because Nicole came into the student union that day and opened my eyes.
And we are grateful for her. Thank you, Isaiah Webster III. I will close this question out. I have a lot of whys, similar to Nicole in terms of having loved and lost quite a few people to AIDS-related complications, and also just seeing HIV/AIDS up close in various times in my life. And so I have now been working in this field for 20 years, and it has been It's been transformative. It's been amazing to watch the changes, the science, single tablet regimens and prep and just all of these new tools in our toolbox, different Debbies and interventions and just all of the things that have kind of come out of it. And through it all, I think the reason why I continue and stay grounded in this work is to help, to serve, to be an ear, to be support, to be a resource to help others find resources. Because I've literally done it all. I've been the condom lady on the prevention side. I've been the tester. I've been the case manager. I've been the facilitator, all of those different things. So just also being able to walk with folks in different stages of their journey, and just bearing witness to their lives and transformation has definitely changed me, and has shaped and molded who I am today. So I think I continue to do this work because there's still so much to be done. So much to be done. And so as long as there is work to be done, I want to be of service. And and I feel like NASTAD is a good place to also be of service on a national level, and just being able to kind of work with the health departments and help provide assistance, capacity building, guidance, etc., in order to better serve their communities. So definitely glad I'm still here. And Southern Steep is just good, wholesome fun. Speaking of good, wholesome fun, Jacoby, handing it over to you, friend.
Thank you. And I've got to say, you missed a whole resource that I see that you are responsible for. For you to have been in this field for this long, I need the resource of all that youth you have, because you are just vibrant, live, and kicking.
Sometimes I take a nap. Thank you.
You know, I tried that and I almost missed the meeting, but that's a story for another day. Those naps are dangerous, especially midday. Anywho, continuing the conversation around resources, folks. I definitely want to give folks some news they can use in terms of ways to stay in touch, and never miss an episode with the Southern Steep. And so podcasts, just as a reminder, are on the CBO Hub and are streamed on all platforms for your listening pleasure, soon your viewing pleasure as well. And if you want more information, please visit the CBO Hub page at www.nasdad.org/CBO Hub. And so I do want to transition over to the next question. Well, actually, it's a two-part, which is one of my favorite questions because you never know what you're going to hear about this piece. And I'm going to be interested to hear what our new co-host, Rodderick, has to say, considering he is in the debatable, Washington, D.C., which some folks consider the South, some folks don't. But it is,
just don't pick violence today, Jacoby. Just don't do that. We already moved on.
I love it.
Why we have to do this
I'm on your side. I am on your side. I personally don't think it's on the southern side of things, but that's just me because I'm Texas.
Maybe we can do a whole episode on that.
I would love to, because I disagree.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you, Nicole.
Maryland is the South.
So that's 2-2. Can we just get Bianca on the record, and then that she'll break the tie? And she lives in one of these neighboring jurisdictions.
So I am a Brooklyn born and Midwest raised girl, so I really don't have a dog in this fight. Carry on.
Bianca, you have a neighbor that has chickens in their backyard, darling.
It is real country over here.
That's South, right? That's Southern.
That's true. This is true.
Oh, yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I keep hot sauce in my bag, so that's as Southern as you can get. Anywho, let me go to this two-part question. So I certainly would love to hear from the cohorts on what do you love about the South as the first part, and what do you want to see for the South as the second. And I guess I'll switch it up a little bit. I'm interested to hear what Rodderick has to say.
Okay. What do I love about the South? I love the people. I feel like the people are very vibrant in the South, very friendly, very compassionate. The heart of gold thing is my Southern charm. And that's what that is rooted in. I love the food. I'm such a foodie, and I have one of my friends who has had the pleasure of trying many of my dishes, and he always says I cook like a grandmother from like Alabama or Louisiana or Mississippi. Like he always says, like I cook like I'm from the South. Um, so those are some things I definitely love about the South, but I also love the culture and the history. The South has come a long way in terms of just some of the things that, in particular, Black people had to go through in the South. So I'm always here for the history of places, where I'm from. And then in terms of what do I want to see for the South? One, what I want to see is women's reproductive health to be where it needs to be. I know that's a big thing that happens in the South with women. I don't want men to be making decisions on what women should do with their bodies. So I want them to not have to go through that anymore. And then also, the South has a lot of disparities that I think we have opportunities to kind of really overcome. I would love to see the South be able to overcome a lot of those social determinants of health, a lot of those health disparities that they have in the South that we might not have in the northern region, or, to make some further progress towards where things should be in terms of health equality. And yeah.
All right. Thanks for that, Rodderick. And for the perspective of what folks love about the South and what they want to see. You guys will certainly have to tune in because we're going to take turns bringing in personal stories and our hopes and all that jazz. And so before I turn it over to Nicole for transitions, I do want to offer that my hope for the South is for the Dallas Cowboys to take home a championship one
Oh
day.
no.
And that's it. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Oh man, that was
I
word.
know it's better to say. I know.
You've been very problematic today, Jacoby, and this is so unlike you. You've been hanging out too much with Bianca. That is not going to happen. And how dare you say that with me sitting right here? Not only is it going to be won by the San Francisco 49ers, the great San Francisco 49ers, but I will remind you that your season was ruined last year when we went to that, whatever y'all call that monstrosity in Irving, Texas, and beat y'all there in the opening round of the playoffs. Do not try it. Don't try us. Don't try us. You remember when we had all those people crying in the stands, people crying and carrying on, and yeah, you remember. I'll send you. I will post it to the social media account.
Yeah, I don't have that much of a fight in this game, but no, to the Cowboys.
That's all. That's
my only fight. Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan personally, but that's another story for another time.
Jacoby, what did you do? Just violence today. Carry on.
I like this fire in Jacoby, honestly. Can we have more of it? Well, y'all, this has been a lot of fun. Really glad to be back for season 3. Really excited for everything to come. And really excited. I've said excited many times. I'm just so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm not going to sing the whole song for you. We're going to go on to our Southern charm. I'm going to pass it to Rodderick.
So it's time for a segment we call Southern Charm. Here we highlight the work of someone or organization that is charmingly impacting the South. On today's episode, we are highlighting the Normal Anomaly initiative. It's all about eliminating barriers and creating new norms, censoring Black, queer plus people to overcome barriers and stigma and problematic narratives to actualize a new normal. their vision is to see the forward mobility of Black queer plus people. Shouts out to them. And Nicole recently visited this organization. Nicole, can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I absolutely would love to. I visited the Normal Anomaly in Houston over the summer. It was definitely hot, but the Normal Anomaly team really, they're amazing. It was really great. We shared some food together. They got me some traditional Houston fare and had a really good time talking about what's going on in their community, the different services they're offering, and how they're really, addressing different social determinants of health. Ian Haddock is this CEO or executive director of the Normal Anomaly, and he's really been leading such an incredible team. Joelle, Jordan, and some amazing other folks. Just overall, they're really charmingly impacting the South. They're doing some new, they have a lot of great services, transportation services. They have a really awesome clothes closet where people can get different tokens and get a new outfit, and many, many more. Really great stuff.
Thank you, Nicole. And shout out to N. That is my baby bro. A couple of years ago, myself and a group of Black queer men applied for Build a Brother. I forgot what the acronym is. Build a Brother Institute Scholar, something I forgot. But we know that we call it baby, and N is my baby bro. So shout out to the baby bros out there, and shout out to N for all the amazing work he has continued to do over the years.
And, shout out to all of you. Shout out, Rodderick, this was your first episode. How did it go?
No, this episode was a lot of fun. I'm a very goofy person, so I just felt like I laughed the entire episode, even though my mic was on mute, but I laughed the entire time. I'm really looking forward to working with you all, and I think this is really going to be a good time.
It's going to be a really great time. It was so good seeing all of you and welcoming our listeners to season 3 of Southern Steep Brewing Stronger Community. My name's Nicole Elenoff.
I'm Bianca Ward.
I'm Jacoby on the right.
I am Rodderick Shepherd.
And I'm Isaiah Webster.
Thanks for listening.